Okay. Testing 1 2 1 2. Yep. There we are. And let's see what we got. So this morning I'm seeing LIMN. We'll go over that one real quick. And getting this thing set. There we go. Okay. And let's jump over here to the scanner. LIMN is the first one I saw this morning. It's looking like it has a press release from yesterday and an SEC filing from what? Today? Today the 20 or yesterday? So SEC filing from yesterday and then a press release from the day before. It's up 47%. Relative volume is 8 times the norm. Total volume is 3 million shares traded on this morning. ATR of $2.64. Okay. Looking around, let's see. So shares float is not appearing here. I don't know if that's I know shares outstanding is 26.36 million, but shares float isn't here. I don't know if that shares float is just not. Did they do some kind of recent change or something that is changing that? Let's see, LIMN. Okay. Go to statistics. It says float 4.1 million over here on what? Your ass could be more useful to you. No, I'm good. 4.1 million over here. But on Benzinga, it's not showing anything. I don't know. Let's go look at the shares outstanding. Shares outstanding, yeah, same shares outstanding though. So I don't know. It looks like a low float. Could be. But let's go look at the reason why it's moving here. So let's go to news. It announces compliance with NASDAQ filing. Oh, another thing that I forgot about yesterday. Yesterday, there was one that was moving that changed listing that we did not see, or I did not see. It was PAPL. It came from the Amex exchange over to NYSC, and I did not see that anymore. And we'll look at that too. But this is another one. This one, it announces compliance with NASDAQ filing requirements. Similar news to the one that was moving yesterday. This is a preclinical stage biopharmaceutical company developing novel immune modulating cancer therapies. The company's IBA is a humanized anti-CD47 monoclonal antibody. Let's see, inhibitor. So cancer, non-small cell lung cancer, and all of that good stuff. Okay. All right. So let's see what else they got. Power. That's something else. Dual front attack on cancer. So this one is a next generation CD47 inhibitor. Advances toward human trials in US and Korea. With the prospect of safer, more potent immunotherapy. Since its NASDAQ debut earlier this year, it has been preparing to redefine immune oncology landscape. Okay, by sparing red blood cells, but has it done anything in particular yet? And I keep seeing Korea in here. Is this a Asian stock? I'm gonna have to go look. Early strategic collaboration in Seoul. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Asian names in here. Economic upside, 30 billion. And this was news from June 24th. It doesn't have much news, but yeah, Yeah, and then this is the news from 2 days ago without any real monetary talks or achievements. All right, so let's go to the overview, see what people are talking about it, or if they're talking about it at all, because it doesn't even have a float yet. It just got relisted. Looks like it closed yesterday at 647. We're about to jump over to those charts. All right, does not have a website out here that I can go to. Clinical stage. Okay, so let's see where this thing is from. Okay, Lemonatus Pharma Inc. operates as a preclinical stage, whatever, we already read that. Company was founded in 2018 and is based in LA Palma, California. Okay. LA Palma, California. All right. So let's go over here and see what these charts are looking like. This is the daily chart. It was at 647. It's jumped all the way up here to around 895s. Somewhere in here. Okay. No real obvious levels. We're going to look through here, though, make sure. This is all we got, though. We got this gap up, came down and filled that gap, gapped up. How many reverse splits has this thing done? Let's go check. How many reverse splits has LIMN performed? Okay, so Limelight Networks Inc. reverse splits. So status as of July 24th. It says, after reviewing the most recent and reliable public sources, there is no confirmed record of any of those reverse splits. Cool. Something else just popped on the scan. What was it? It was, I think it was Raya that was up there for yeah, Raya right there. But that is how in the world does it have a 50-cent ATR? So what is going on there? Raya. This thing is so cheap. Must have let's see, Iraq Power Solution. Last press release was in 2023. Oh no, 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 no. I don't even know how that came up there, to be honest. All right, so let's go back to what we were looking at. Oh, Ella, one that was moving yesterday that you said you rode LIMN up 30 minutes ago. Nice. Yeah, one of the things that I did not see yesterday was PAPL. That's what it was. And it completely PAPL. Okay. PAPL during pre-market yesterday. I did not see this one at all. They said that they delit or relisted, and which was why it didn't show up in Benzinga, but I saw it on my TOS scanner, and I was like, what in the world is this? It's not on Benzinga. But I saw it later on, way later in the day, and it had popped from 390, quick pop up here to 850, back down, and I think it was just the relisting news that it was trading on, but it went from, you know, a nice little dip down here to 5, all the way up here to 9, down to 7, back up to 11. So it definitely gave some opportunities, but for people that can start trading after 6. This was when the opening bell was for TOS traders right here at 6. So it had this pop up to 11, based out, popped up to 11, came back down to 779. A little bit higher low, pop up, came down, popped up. So basically maybe 2 or 3 opportunities in this level for TOS traders. But if you're trading light speed, you can definitely get a little bit more. Okay. So we are LIMN coming on down. The news on it wasn't the greatest, but we're still looking. 3 million shares traded on it. R-vol of 10. And it is going on down right now to 27%. So not able to hold that ATR high. And Riot is going to continue to pop up here, isn't it? I want to see things above $1. I really don't care about this. Plus, it doesn't have any news or anything, so I'm gonna go ahead and change that. I don't know why it's. How much volume does this thing have? Volume. Okay, it's got volume, but not really the focus. Okay. All right, back over to LIMN. You said there is it's returning to the depths where it belongs. Yeah, that was a very quick pop too, and the I guess the true pre-market sentiment comes in at that open at that $6, right on that ATR high, right on back down. Previous trading around 735, but I don't really see a reason people would be buying this one up based on the news that it presented. So waiting for the next one to pop up. Let's go look at some more news over here. Okay, so let's look here. Where does today start? July 23rd. Okay, so Hive Digital Technology surpasses 13 EHs. Okay. All right. So Bloomberg Daybreak, tariff progress. Tesla gets a sale from UBS. Tesla shares drop in pre-market. American Airlines futures, S&P 500 futures up slightly as investors weigh tech earnings. Disney, Vodafone, Dow's up. Turn around. I had some VOD for a little bit. Let me see what VOD's out here doing. VOD. Oh, it did get up quite a bit from where I had it. Oh boy, it got a good bit. I had it $8. This thing's at 11.75. Interesting. I'm not getting back in. I just took the profit off the trade, but that was a swing trade. That wasn't any kind of day trade. Intel, get some news out. Okay. Anybody else want to play? Scammers exploit SRP's rally with fake YouTube giveaways. Okay, so XRP, they're definitely scamming out there. I never bought XRP. People told me about it so much, and I was like, I don't know, man. But it looks like scammers are using that to do unscrupulous things. Fighting escalates in Thailand and Cambodia border, killing civilians. American Airlines. I just really want to see. Okay. Don't really care about all those SEC filings. If something comes out with some news, we'll look into their SEC filing. Okay, let's jump back over. Usually what I'm looking for on these, I kind of like to see them above the ATR highs. A lot of times when we see these, they're way up above their ATR highs, but this one's just riding right, not even on it anymore, but below it. So it had this little slight, and let's go look at the 15 minute. We already looked at the daily. There wasn't much obvious stuff on the daily, but on the 15 minute, you can see more of that complete engulfing candle there, taking the whole previous green 15 minute out. And like Cable was saying, he wrote this thing 30 minutes ago. So this little ride from the breakout of 757 on up here, that was quite a bit of a move in pre-market, but I don't know if it's going to reclaim anything, to be honest. I expect it to just kind of go flat, but let's see what the ATR low is. So the low is down here at 391. I don't think it's going to go all the way back down there, but we'll have to see what happens with it. And if more news pops out, I mean, if they pop out and be like, hey, we're thinking about some kind of crypto, whatever, or we're doing something, they put something out like that, it may get a little bit of a look, but I don't know. Based on these shares outstanding, since the only way we saw a float was going over to Yahoo and seeing that the float was something like 4 million, but over here in Benzinga, not seeing a float for it. What else? What else? What else? Let's jump over to my dividends here. See if anything is up. Gotta switch my TOS real quick. Okay, so a couple of that dividends that I've been watching. One is CAG here, Conagra Foods. Been watching it come down. These are all dividend stocks though. Since I don't see anything on the other scan, I mean, I'm not about to dig on it. Just gonna go over these real quick. But Conagra Foods has been trading for quite a bit of time. Let me get this. And can I move this? Maybe. Let me see. See if I can move it. And if I go back over here to scanner, yes. Okay, so let's do this. All right, so CAG pays out a dividend and all of that. Over here on the dividends, we can check his dividend history. This is one I've been seeing come down. I'm like, might be adding it to the old portfolio soon. Payouts. This thing's been paying dividends since 1996. Started up paying like 13 something, and then it just bumped on up. and I've been watching. I still am researching it. I kind of do a lot of reading on these dividends because I'm usually going to hold them forever. So I kind of read into it a lot before I do anything with it. And then sometimes I do end up scalping them, and or I guess you could say not really a scalp, but swinging them off the bottoms. If they come to a point that looks interesting, I'll definitely do that. But yeah, they've been paying dividends for quite a while. Anyway, another one that I was watching, FLO, FLO Flower Foods, and these are both food producing type companies and things like that. Nothing super crazy. We can go ahead and look in. Go ahead and look over here. So CAG. Actually, you know what? Let's go to Benzinga AI and let it do it for us. And I'm listening in my ears. I have the volume to hear anything that pops on the scan. So, all right. So tell me about CAG. Tell me about CAG. CAG, absolutely. Looking into Kagura brands, CAG is a smart move, especially given the recent market buzz around its latest earnings and outlook. Recent performance overview, Conagra Brands just released Q4 results and numbers were below Wall Street expectations. It is the segment breakdown: grocery and snacks, refrigerated frozen, international, and food services. The company faced higher than expected inflation and FX headwinds and supply constraints. CEO Sean Connolly emphasized continued investment in frozen and snacks and supply chain resilience and disciplined cost management. Cash and equivalents at quarter end was 68 million. Inventories 2.05 billion. Dividend update. They had the quarterly dividend. Blah blah blah. But I'm looking off these lows for it now. It was once at 30 bucks. Once at 30 bucks. So it is down to 16 bucks. It's like half off. I want to see if it can come down anymore. But during these tariffs and all of these constraints has been the reason why it has moved down here. And I'm like, okay, well, we have reached somewhat of a bottom down here around 16.43. That doesn't mean that it's going to take this drop through, $10 or whatever. But during this tariff time, this is what has been happening. So that's why I've been kind of like, okay, what's going on here? Okay, so this is Flow. My bad. This is Flow. This is not Congra. This is Congra, the one that we have up on the AI right now. Had some low trading down here around 15. Just past a recent low that was created in 2019. So got a couple of levels that I've been viewing. This one was the first one. I could do a slow entry around these levels from 10, 20, whatever, and just buy a little bit. And if it drops, add, and then add for the resurgence back up to 20. The next one, FLO. Tell me about FLO. And again, I'm still doing research on these, so not just going crazy buying stuff. FLO Flowers Food. Come on, big boy. Running quick analysis, filtering out unnecessary noise. All right, here's a concise, up-to-date look on Flowserve Corporation and its recent market performance. About Flowserve. Flowserve is a global leader in fluid motion and control products. Think engineered pumps, valves, seals, related services. Its main segments are, now this one, wait. No, tell me about Flowers. Flowers Foods. Ticker symbol FLO. Looks a little different. Flowers Foods. Come on, man. All right, there we go. Great choice. Okay, this one is, here we go. I was about to say this one done. That other one did not look like what I was looking at. So great choice. Looking into Flowers Foods Inc. This company is a major player in the packaged bakery foods industry, with brands like Nature's Own, Dave's Killer Bread. Let's break down its financial performance. So recent financial performance, we can see revenues from, what is this, 2022, and coming up, revenues just going on up, slipping on up. Revenue growth remains modest. Revenue grew from 4.81 billion in late 2022 to 5.1 at the end of 2024. Gross margins are strong and improving. Gross margins has hovered around the mid to high 40% range, reaching nearly 49% in early 2025, its highest level in recent years. Why that matters: high gross margins reflect strong pricing power and operational efficiency, which can buffer against cost pressures. Operating and net margins volatility. Operating margin dipped to a low of 3.5% in late 2023, but rebounded above 7%. Takeaway Flower Foods is showing resilience with stable revenues and robust gross margins, even as operating and net margins have fluctuated due to cost pressures and high and or market dynamics. This is another one that I was looking at because of the current market temperature, right? Coming down to, it was at 30 bucks and then it came down around this 15. And even if it does slip down a little bit, you know, I'm pretty sure it's going to hold 10. And it pays that dividend. So I was thinking about entering slow on that one, just slowly dialing in there for a retake of $20. But that's another one I'm watching. Another one that always I keep my eye on is HR, Healthcare Realty. So this one, again, I had already had my levels. I put these levels down here a long time ago. Let me see, when was that? Edit. This one I put down. Can I see when it was created? Curve. Nope. Should have labeled it. Because I know I didn't put it back in 2007. That's way too long ago. But yeah, created those. Been watching this little 14 level. It's been trading around this, bouncing around this. I had swung it the first time it came down here in this level. When it first touched, I jumped in a little bit and rode it up here to the 17s. But I sold it, and I was thinking it can come down and try to retest. It did come back down to 15, but didn't exactly retest anything lower than that. But I've been watching that one as well. Let's go back over here to the scanners. Tell me about HR. Hopefully it pulls up the right one. HR, healthcare realty. Healthcare realty. All right. Here's your answer. Okay, so excellent focus on health peak. No. Wow, AI, come on, bro. It's crazy. the name of the company in there. Okay, there we go. Great timing. Healthcare Realty Trust Incorporated is a key player in the healthcare real estate sector, focusing primarily on owning and managing medical office buildings across the U.S. Let's break down its recent performance. So first, it's got the dividend, like a 7% dividend. Latest quarterly, 40 cents per share. Look at the debt capitalization is under 50%. Market cap 7.1 billion. 7.1 billion. Strong dividend yields. Okay, so we got their HR's dividend yield is among the highest in healthcare real estate space, making it attractive for income-focused investors. So basically, you know, got the money coming in on the back end as it's doing its thing. Leverage and balance sheet debt capitalization is about 47%, which is moderate for the sector, but worth monitoring if interest rates remain high. HR, which is another reason I don't have it right now. Recent stock performance, HR shares have traded between 13.50 and 19.20 over the past year, with some volatility tied to broader real estate sector moves. And that's one of the things that kind of kept me out of it for a while. Once I did see that the tariffs were coming, I didn't really know what was going to happen after the election with real estate and all that. So I kind of just bugged out for a minute and wanted to see things kind of calm down. But this is a good income based one that pays a nice quarterly dividend, and it's pretty stable as well. And look on the monthly chart, kind of holds within this range, 1920 or whatever. Now it can go up. It can go up if they start talking about interest rates coming down, or the housing market having a big shift or anything. This one can make moves, but I'm more interested in the holding low, getting in low down here around 15, and then looking for that rise if that does happen. All right, next one is CT. This chart, I really didn't know. I was on the fence about it at first, and I'm still kind of on the fence, right? $16. Tell me about CHCT. I saw it pop up on the scanners, and I was like, I mean, maybe, but I'm not seeing. I like to see like multiple times of it going up and down. And it went up here, $48, dropped down, but I don't know if it can get back up to 50s from here. And this is the starting point right here at 2015. So it's been trading for about 10 years and is now down here, 10 years of motion down here at 1655. And again, I'm on the fence about it. So it says, what is this? Chromadex Corporation. Is that correct? Chromadex. Let's make sure that's right. No, this is Community Healthcare Trust Inc. Okay. Community Healthcare Trust Inc. is what I'm looking for. Community Health. Okay. Oh, I put Truist. Oh no. Come on, big boy. Okay, there we go. Focus on owning and managing healthcare properties. And the reason that I'm so focused on healthcare properties is because of the aging population. That's the main reason. Just looking over global, or not global, but US based statistics, and really global statistics as well. The aging population is why I'm actually focusing on these type stocks. Plus, they give a nice little dividend as well. So let's look 2025. We got revenues moving on up 2020. So from 2024, revenues have slowly been creeping up from 27 up to 29. Not big revenue moves, but just consistent revenue moves. So it has strong revenue stability. Revenue has remained steady around 29 to 30 million. Why it matters, consistent revenue is crucial for a REIT to maintain predictable cash flows and support dividends. Gross margin recovery after a sharp dip in gross margin mid 2024, margins rebounded to nearly pre-dip levels at 79 to 81% by late 2024 and early 2025. While it matters, recovery in margins suggests improved cost controls or resolution of temporary disruptions, important for investor confidence. Volatile operating performance, operating income and margin have fluctuated significantly. Q3 2024 saw a spike, 63% margin, but Q4 2024 reported zero operating income. Why it matters, such volatility may indicate one-off charges or accounting adjustments. Investors should dig deeper into quarterly reports for context, and that's what we can do. Net income under pressure. So net income turned negative in 2024. It remains low overall. And that's why I want to see what new reports come out for it to see if it's showing strength or if it's slipping. If this revenue is actually starting to turn around and go down. We got Q1, we got Q2, Q3, Q4 of 2024. We only have Q1 of 2025. So I want to see the next couple quarters to see what I want to do with this one. So dividend commitment remains. Okay, so yeah, they're continuing to do that. So yeah, they have confidence, but it can strain the cash if this company is actually losing money. So definitely keeping that in mind as well. The last one that I looked at with Mike D was HP. HP, it was up here at 118 bucks for a while. It's been trading since 1993 and rose up here to 118 bucks, is down here at 17 now, and I have been watching this one as well. Let's go look. Tell me about HP. So if you want to know, how I'm fueling any kind of trading accounts, is with dividends. Dividends fill up the trading account, and it really doesn't matter at this point what kind of loss I take. They'll just fill it on back up. Tell me about HP. What is it called? I guess it'll find it. HP Hemorrhage and Pain Incorporated, or Hemorrhage, whatever that is. Hemorrhage and Pain. How do you spell it again? Hemorrhage and Pain. Hemorrhage. Still haven't heard any dings on the scanner. Great choice. Looking into Hemorrhage and Pain, a leading contract drilling company in the energy sector. Let's break down its recent financial performance and what it means for investors. Okay, so again, revenue has just been consistently going up. Revenue growth has turned negative, right? Revenue declined from 2.87 billion in late 2023 down to 2.76 by the end of 2024 with compound annual growth. Margins are compressing, so the gross margin dropped from nearly 27 to just 22% by early 2025. Again, tariffs and things like that do have a little bit of effect on these. Profitability still positive, but under pressure. Despite declining margins, HP gains profitable, remains profitable across all metrics. Though net income is shrinking quarter over quarter, why it matters, sustained profitability is a positive sign, but the downward trend could impact future dividends. Takeaway, Hemrick and Payne is navigating a tougher environment with lower revenues and shrinking margins, likely reflecting the industry-wide softness in drilling activity and cost pressures. While still profitable, the trend suggests caution for investors watching for signs of stabilization or recovery. Exactly. So yeah, definitely just eyes on, but not involved in it yet. This is another one that it's come all the way down here to 17 bucks from where it was. This was like an oil drilling and all of that good stuff. Let me just ask you how, let's see, how do they, so let's go ask it that question. Then we're going to jump back over here and see how LIMN is doing, if it's crashed out or not. Okay, so I just asked you, how do they make their money? Absolutely. Understanding Hemrick and Payne generates its revenue, or how it generates its revenue is key in grasping its position in the energy sector. Hemrick and Payne is one of the world's largest contract drilling companies specializing in oil and gas exploration. Another thing with oil, we've seen the decrease in oil as well. So let's see, CL, I believe that's light crude oil. So light crude oil, it was up to 147, came down. We saw this move up to 126. That's when gas prices were way high. And now it's sunk all the way down to $65 down here, right? So pretty much has been decreasing in price for the past, let's see, this is 2022 down to 2025 has just been decreasing. And so, if oil costs less, then the demand for drilling and all of this has gone down. But we'll see how that goes in the future. It says main revenue sources segment: U.S. land drilling, operating and leasing drill rigs for oil and gas producers across the United States. International drilling, providing contract drilling services outside of the U.S., including Latin America and Middle East. Offshore drilling, contract drilling services are services for offshore platforms, mainly the Gulf of Mexico. Other services includes technology solutions, rig automation, and performance analytics. So it's that's how it pretty much makes its money. All right, but that's the last one that I have on the list. So let's jump back over to the regular platform here, back over to day trade, and move this back over here. I rarely ever look at dividends with you guys. Oh man. But I call them out in the Discord. I usually put a list, like I'll get a list of them and put them in there. And then as I'm doing research, as I learn things, I drop them into the Discord. But it is what it is. Let's go back over to the scanner. Still LIMN there. Now up only 26%. So it did continue to go down. Let's go and look back at the news. And also I need to look at if there's any speakers, anything today. Where did we stop? I forget. I need to keep up with the time that I stopped looking at the news so I can start from there again. Let's see. Alaska Energy, Nvidia fighting. It's okay. So I remember that fighting escalates on Thailand and Cambodia border. Okay. American Airlines Q2 says team delivered resilient operation. Bitmine BMNR holdings exceed 2 billion of Ethereum. So BMNR, but it's down 2%. So it's still doing its thing there. Tilray, Mobileye, Trump raises tariff floor. Tesla warns of rough quarters. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and jump out here to any Fed talks today on the 24th. Nope, no Fed talks. Let's jump over to Yahoo and see what's on the home page. All right, Trump to visit Fed HQ for refurb check as he battles with Powell. A 2.5 billion Federal Reserve renovation will get a probing today when a group of Trump allies makes a visit after weeks of something. Let's see what that is. Okay, the high-profile construction site tour is also just one of numerous political pressure points being put before Chair Jerome Powell by Trump and his team, even as the latest rhetoric from the president and Treasury Secretary Benson have downplayed the chances of any imminent attempt to fire the central banker. In 8 months, he'll be out, Trump noted on Tuesday, okay, with Benson adding Wednesday, we're in no rush to change leadership as both men also show no signs of making Powell's life simpler anytime soon. Oh boy. So in short, Powell's job is looking slightly more secure this week, but the central bank chief's problems clearly aren't going away. I'm not about to read this whole thing. Just looking through, getting the temperature of the market. That's the front page, though. Let's turn this on up. So they're going to get a probing over there. Trump countries will face tariffs of 15% to 50% on August 1st, which is in 6 days, looks like, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. 8 days. Google beats on earnings, doubles down on AI spending spree. US and EU close in on a 15% tariff deal. American Airlines, we saw that in the news on Benzinga. They had a little bit of a wider loss Q3. Let's see, Treasury slip, great jeans, blah, blah, blah. All right, let me see what, I guess I should have looked at the chat a long time ago. Let's go look at the chat. All right, so let's see. So Tyra, let's see, road there. Why not try trade futures? Everybody wants to trade futures. Everybody comes into a stock trading stream and says, why not trade futures, bro? It's like, you know how many different ways there are to trade? I'm like, bro, I'm cool. I'm sitting on some portfolios that are beautiful right now. Some portfolios that are just does it have fresh news? No, it did not have fresh news. If you were referring to LIMN, let's see, nothing to see here. Chart tells you everything you need to know. Yep. Exactly. That's why I'm just watching those. So he said dividends are great, but you need growth. Yeah, exactly. Invest in low cost ETFs, drip and forget it. Yep. Not some individual stock that pay. Now I do have ETFs, so you know that's. But I always have my scans going out there to see, you know, if I want to get any individuals. I'm not scared of individual stocks or ETFs. I'm just I like to do my due diligence and research them first. Now, I think 2 of those that I showed y'all, I had actually swung off the bottom for profits. So I've already taken some profits off of them, but you know, I'm just holding them long term. I have to get my research done to do that, to hold them long term. What else we got here? This one, let's see, LIMN came back up, tested that ATR high there, but could not break back over it and continues to go down. Interesting. Nothing to see here. Have you ever dabbled in futures? You ever dabbling over there in that futures game? PMNR, Chipotle. What did they raise tariffs on today? Tariffs. Oh, that's a speech. I don't want to listen to. That's a 5-minute speech. I'm good. I am good. It can't be right, right? Right now, small caps are just moving through slowly, especially the low float ones. Okay, so that's nothing. Okay. Well, if you guys are seeing anything else that is popping off this morning, definitely throw it on in. Take a look. But as far as my scans, I'm yeah, not seeing anything going crazy. Now I know the volume is probably somewhere. LIMN barely scratched 5 million and it kind of slowed down, so there's got to be interest somewhere. Let's go look at the overall market. What we looking like? This 15 minutes. I see CYCC popping up there. CYCC popping up. It's up 24 something percent here. Let's go look at the news on this one. CYCC. Initial offering. It has an offering news for today. Why did it pop up on offering news? So this is what I'm seeing. It's up 86 something percent or whatnot. Refresh this page too. CYCC, that is the right one, right? Yeah. Okay, so pharmaceuticals comments on recent stock price volatility. This is a Malaysian company. On that press release, what about SEC filings? SEC filings, it just filed something today, and it has initial offering, so that does not bode well for it having that initial offering there. How much are they selling onto the market? So it says on July 17th, the last quoted sale price for our common stock was reported on the NASDAQ capital market as $8.23 per share. We are a smaller reporting company as defined under the federal securities laws, and as such may elect to comply with certain reduced public company reporting requirements. Investing in our securities involves a high degree of risk. Okay, well, at least they're telling you. But that initial public offering is going to get it killed. It is an Asian company too. Recent developments: we do not currently have sufficient funds to complete development and commercialization of our drug candidates. Current business and capital market risk could have a detrimental effect on the availability of sources for funding and our ability to access them in the future. Okay, so they don't even have the funds to do what they need to do. 19% of all of the issued and outstanding shares on the closing. Okay, so what is it saying? Fitters representing blah blah blah. February 25th. Total other income. Would like for them to give some more news on the actual offering. Okay, the offering up to 200,000 or 205,000 shares of common stock, up to 650,000 shares of common stock underlying the Series F preferred stock, and then up to one or almost 2 million shares of underlying common warrants. Okay. The number of shares of our common stock outstanding immediately after this offering, as shown above, is based on that 1,583,965 shares of common stock. Risk factors. Okay. Well, let's see this crash out then. Let's watch CYCC crash out. So this is a 15-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute, and yeah, it's definitely in the running for some crash out behavior. Some crash out behavior. Cyclist sale. This is what the daily chart is looking like. So I'm guessing it's done a dump like this before, which it has. So looking right here, we can see that how far back? Wow, just been a straight descending nightmare, to be honest. Had a couple of pops, but definitely has had some big drops. And some of these may be due to reverse splits, but the chart pattern is still there, even if they did do reverse splits. So it's at $14 closing up yesterday, and now it's at 24 with a offering on it. And that's probably why it only has 1 million shares in volume, because everybody is like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, so a recent low on the NQ was that. Recent low on the NQ was made down here to 23,346. It popped back up, but did not reclaim anything. Came back up there to that ATR high that it failed out of. Tried to get up there. Tested it 3 times. It might get through it. I don't know what's going to happen today. We got the new tariff news. We got Canada. We're working on a 15% tariff deal and all that stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what they want to do here. Are they still excited, or is the news kind of gloomy today? Is the news kind of gloomy today? Let's look over here on the price spikes on today. Let's see what we got. So starting today, we had this one's down, down, down. Oris, that's a super cheap one, on 21 cents. Pixelworks, only up 6%. July 10th, okay. Nothing looking like it's up heavy. Greenway Holdings up 8%. Now it's this $26 million private placement price at the market under NASDAQ rules. What's the key? It's got a little low float there, but it's only up 8% on Arias Greenwood Holdings. Let's go look at that. It's AGI, AGH. Oh, it's a cheap one. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay, let's go Saber. This one has 4.97 on Pixelworks. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have crazy volume. Nah, it's up 10%, but no crazy volume there. I don't think it has catalyst either. Nope. BBPR. Well, some new stuff just popped in. OSR Holdings, dollar. Phoenix Asia Holdings, nope. True Golf Holdings, nope. GCTK down. Yeah, okay. So that one's too cheap. AG, whatever that is. Definitely watching though. Watching it all. Sometimes I wonder, at times like this, is it better to just have I have a low float, looking for low floats and all of that. Um, Usually if they're a little bit higher, I kind of wait for the open because sometimes they end up grinding up after shaking everybody up in pre-market. But sometimes some days it's like, where are the poppers, bro? Where are those poppers at? CYCC. I expect it to actually dive back pretty much this whole way once they do initiate that offering. It hit a high up there pre-market of 34.24, gave back $10 off the top, and then has about $10 to fall down here once they initiate that offering. The target that I saw was from a couple days ago back here, so 850 was where it's supposed to be. Blew up a little bit, came up here, and from this little flatness of 11, 12 bucks went up to 34. That's some insane movement. But nobody's interested. Cable says on the Benzinga news tab, is it possible to add filters by float? Yes. Yeah. So over here on the news tab, news feed, if you go over here to, let me, okay, so news feed, you go to the filter, you go to scan, or not scanner, whatever it is. Yeah, scanner. And you can go, you can do it by RVOL. You could do it by, what else did you ask? Change, percent change, percent, I guess I put change. And you got all these different percent changes that you can use. You can use from the previous close. You can use a dollar amount. You can use the 1 minute, to 5 minute, 15, 30 minute, whatever you want to on the percent change. And then what's the other one you asked? And all that. Let's see. Yeah, you can pretty much use anything that you can use on the watch or the scanner. You can use in this. And so this is everything you got. You got symbol, last trade time, pre-market open, change, all of that. All of that. You got trade halts. You got trade count, regular session high and lows. All of this stuff that you could filter by earnings dates, share float. Is it optionable? Whether they have options or not. Bulls or bears, who's in favor or whatnot. Let me see. Yeah, pretty much everything. But I only have volume on here, but you can definitely get very, very detailed in here as to what news you want to come up. MACD crossover, RSIs, VWAP, below or under, all of that stuff you can do. Let me see. Nah, these are completely customizable scanners, and they're still working on them. Still, what just popped in? Spy. They're still working on them, but yeah, they're super customizable. And if you want any features, you can literally just hit this and message them and be like, hey, whatever feature, blah blah blah, I got an idea, whatever, put this in there, and they will actually work with you and work with their team to get it, see if it is something that is. What did I just exit? Oh man, what did I just do? But anyway, back over here to, yeah, you can do it all there. I don't know what I just exited. But I do know one thing. I want to report this issue though, because it looks like they killed the exit button on that one. But it's all good. I accidentally exited out of that one. That new workspaces, let me go and refresh. Should be layouts, reload. Uh, 50. Share floats, volume. Where's my R ball? I believe that's all of it. Need to save that. Okay, yeah, I'll save that and save that layout. So I forgot I didn't save it last time. Just update that and all saved. All right. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, if you got any questions, I can always jump through here. I think I did one time. All of these things on the side, we got the news feed, and these are just different windows or workspaces that you can create for yourself. News feed details, which goes into details of what you see me always look at over here. It gives you your overview, news, calendars, charts, financials, all of that stuff. SEC filings. Then we got the calendar, which I did not check the IPO calendar for today. And that's the FDA calendar. I want to check IPOs. If there's any. May not be any. Watch list, movers. And also, if you have portfolios, like if you have Charles Schwab portfolios or anything like that that are dividend portfolios, you can actually import them into here or make a direct bank connection. And so when you update your portfolios in TOS or whatever banking software that you use, it'll update in here as well on that watch list. So you'll make, let's say you make a watch list called long-term dividends and it's in TOS. Well, you can import, you can connect Charles Schwab and TOS to that account. It'll bring over that. Or you could just export it as a Excel or CBS and import it in here too. So either way, whichever one is more comfortable. We got signals we always look at. That one is, where's the signals? Signals right here. That's telling us where the spikes are. And I pretty much just scroll over here to see the prices and things like that here. See those prices. Got the graphs and things. Now graphs might be new. What is graph? Let me see what that is. Charts, graph. Because I don't remember seeing this. Okay, so you got the heat map. You can do different chart types. You got heat map, pie, bar, whatever. Sankey, scattered. All this. Let's just do a scattered. See what it does. I don't know what these little points. Oh, that's an actual. That's Google. Okay. Okay. Let's go back to the heat map. I think the heat map is what most people are used to seeing out here. NVIDIA, green. What is this now? Google, TM. Has a little legend down here. Oh, so as I scroll, it's selecting, like let's say, okay, so it selected Google right there. Okay, I guess it's the heat index is what this will be called. Analyst gauge, what's that? Maybe nothing. Maybe I just broke everything. Okay, there we go. Microsoft, Apple, sale. Oh, something just popped in. Let me see what that was. Scanner. Was that just LIMN playing around? I think it was. Okay, back over to where we were. All right, so analysts. Guessing you can pretty much search anything you want to search. Let's see. What will we search? Like hood. Robinhood. What's that? Okay, so they're 80% buy rating. Okay. Let's go to combine. I don't even know what waterfall is. Total revenue, hood. Oh, I guess I could turn this off. But yeah, they got a bunch of different things in here. Let me look down through here. So we've been using Benzinga AI. That's we've been asking the questions. The chat is also always available there with the other traders. And they're talking about what's going on today as well. All right, research. They do have charts on here, but their charts aren't as, it's a beta chart. They're still working on getting it all the way up. but I don't know what the back end is for this because it doesn't look like TradingView. It doesn't look like, you know, any of the other things that we're used to seeing. What's this? Like CYCC. What does it look like on here? CYCC, and let's go to, where's the time period? Day. Let's go to the 15-minute. And why is it not moving? It's up to, or are these charts not real time yet? Let's go to 1 minute then. Yeah, these charts must not be real time, or maybe there's a setting that I'm missing. Let's go here. Extended hours, yes, turn that on. Okay, my extended hours wasn't on. Okay, never mind. Log scale, invert, short key. What's the hotkeys look like? Okay, so they got hotkeys. What does this do? This isn't for trading though. Annotations, blah blah blah. All right. What else is over here? So they do have the pre-market, so that's what we're seeing out here now. Let's continue to go down. What was that other one we had? LIMN. But I think what they're going to end up doing is somehow being able to connect, once they work on these charts and stuff, being able to connect the bank to this for trading. Be dope. But I don't know. These charts are, they got some drawing tools out here for sure. This view. Fans, heart. What is a heart? Is it literally gonna draw a heart? It does draw a heart. Okay. Pitchfork. What would you use a pitchfork for? Like, what would that? Oh God. Oh, it's like a. Okay, so it's like a channel thing. Okay. Quadrant lines, all of these different things. Technicals. Okay. So yeah, that's their little chart there. Let me close this up some kind of way. Magnet. What's a magnet? Nope. That's not a magnet. Clear out drawings. Okay. Crosshairs, boom, boom, notes. Show a dynamic call out. What does that mean? Okay. See. Show tooltip. Open, close. Okay. Interesting. Table view, whatever. All right, so yeah, they got a couple things in here. Yeah, LIMN begging for attention, but you said did the LIDR pop for you? LIDR, LIDAR, and I think I typed that completely wrong. LIDR, nope, it's too cheap. It's too cheap. Or maybe it's not too cheap. Let me see what the how much volume is on this. LIDR, it's up what, 151%, but the ATR was 11 cents yesterday, and the ATR today is, what's the ATR today? Let me push this back down. It's probably like 10. Let me just make it 10 cents and see if it pops up. Yeah, ATR today is 24 cents, so it's still too low on the ATR. Yep, too low on that ATR. Gotta do some work. And thing is, on the with that ATR, it's the average true range. I really do well on things that I don't have to size up for. I mean, really do well. Like if I'm trading something and I can take, 50 shares and it's moving dollars and it moves $2 or $3 in my favor, I mean, that's $100 quick. Things that I really don't have to like stress about or anything while I'm in the trade. I'm like, cool. I take 100 shares and it's moving dollars. Boom, boom, boom. Easy. But when I'm having to oversize into these cheap ones, that's where I get cooked. I just put myself in a frying pan and roll around. No oil. But yeah, LiDAR. Does it have a higher float or something? Why is it trading like this? Let's see key data. Oh yeah, the float is kind of higher. Okay. So right here, shares outstanding 19. Float is 18.22. AEI shares are trading higher. What does it say? AEI shares are trading higher after the company announced its Apollo LiDAR has been integrated by NVIDIA into the Drive AGX platform. Okay. It is above the ATR highs, but that ATR that it has right now is just, look at it snapping back. Wow. Let's look at the daily chart and all that for this. So let's go over here. LiDAR was at $1.13. Broke over the 129, had a high up here of 316. 316, and we'll have to see if it actually holds up 3. But the body of this candle is right here. Body of this candle, daily level, daily or possible daily level, possible daily level, right at the 3. And I don't even know if it can, that's just, I don't know. We'll have to look back, but any other obvious things that are close? Had this little gap in here up to 318 there. It's pretty close. That was a kind of a previous gap level. Possible. It's a possible level. I don't know. Not super obvious, but possible. At 318. And let's continue to go back. 3, then it had this drop down there. So this previous gap is down to the 250s, which could be possible as well. Let me remove both of these and just duplicate these ones. 240 down here to 250. See how that happens, but yeah, let's continue scrolling back. Everything else is pretty much above. Okay, so let's jump over here to the 15-minute. So right now we're sitting at the $3. These are where those levels were. This is the 250, 240 level from the daily. This is the 318 to the $3. And oh, nothing to see here. You never got into futures. Never made millions in futures, huh? Dang. That's crazy. But yeah, this is where we're sitting on 15 minutes. We move from 115 all the way up here, and we have some type of could be range up here to 318 there that we got from the daily, but we'll see how those hold up. Let's go down to the 5-minute. 5-minute, we're seeing these upward wicks. Upward wicks there. And the 1-minute. So Let's see if that 316 continues to hold it down. Is this going to be a lower high here? Right at that 316 level. Almost, what was this price? High was 316, and now this high was 3. Well, looking like it's just dropping it back down to the 3 right now. But this is what I don't like, is when these trade in this choppy motion. And I'm okay with you trading a choppy motion if you're paying a lot, right? Like if you're paying, 20 cents in a candle, 30 cents in a candle, I'm like, okay, all right, let's work with that. But for this is just a chop factory. Point of control right now is at the 290. And it definitely has room back to this other level down here, the 250s. That news that they have, I mean, they got the NVIDIA incorporated them into their systems, but I mean, what else are they doing? Is it good enough to hold up? I guess is the question. Hitting that $3 whole dollar level. Well, anyway, today has been one of those pre-markets where I'm looking around, I'm looking for things that are moving, just not seeing them. So, I have been really missing out on no trade days for sure. Some of the days that I've been loosening what I was doing before, loosening, and this loosening has cost me. Loosening, trading things that are just like, man, why did you trade that? Why? And then the other thing is not building a proper thesis. So not going through the steps of marking out the levels, looking at all of this stuff before, and just, maybe getting a call out or something, being like, okay, well, let's just give it a try. Yeah, that giving it a try is expensive. So I want to build a thesis, man. That's been one of the things that's been killing me. I'm like, why didn't I just go and do my due diligence? Why did I FOMO into this? Why? Not building a thesis and oversizing, trading things that I have to size up on has been a detriment to my trading style these past couple of weeks. So it is what it is. Be back on it, but definitely got to stay disciplined and don't trade trash, things that are going to force me to limit my options. I want to be completely optionable in the market. And this right here, this kind of trading right here is what forced me to do something that I don't want to do. Yeah, sure, you could take one share, but how much money are you going to make on that? Is this thing moving enough to really feed the bills, keep the bills off your back? And for some people, yeah, it is. They'll take these little dips and stuff, be selling and buying and all that. How much volume does this thing have? 53 million shares traded, and it's only moving this much. Interesting. So there's the $3, and it has room all the way down here to the 250s. Don't know how quick it's going to get there, but yeah, I definitely expect to see it soon. Slipping on down there. Anyway, I'm about to smooth on out of here, get over to the office. I'll check the scans and see if anything comes up that can give us some moves. Some fit. I really want if I can get like 75 cents in movement, like quickly, that's the kind of moves I like to see. 75 to $1. But these little 15, 10-cent moves, I'm just like, don't like it. I do not like it. Anyway, appreciate you guys for tuning in. LIDR, if you have a strategy for this type, or if you're shorting, you may be on this one. I don't know, but it has a lot of. Let's go look at the short interest real quick on this one. LIRD, short interest. So back here from 2022, Jump over here. We've been making our way very high short interest in 2024, 20 something percent. Then here a couple months ago it was at 10%, 6%, 5%, and now it's up to, at the end of June, reported 7%. So the new report will probably be coming at the end of this month for the short interest. And with it being up here right here, they may hit it. They may hit it. But yeah, I'm about to get out of here. Appreciate you guys once again. And as always, I will see you tomorrow morning. I gotta start tightening the reins, bro. Tightening the reins. Cause this, you know, just being out here loosey goosey, it's like, bro, nah. It ain't going. It's not working. All right, anyway, appreciate you guys once again. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace. See. Okay, need to get out of here. Let's see. What's today? Thursday? It's Thursday. Okay.